Okay, Karen, to make a handle, you're gonna need a lump of clay, just like you're gonna make a coil, but you're going to make your coil a little bit different than you normally would. So you have to resort to your design. So my design shows a handle that's kind of square. It's got an angle. It's not round. Some handles are going to be round, some are going to be square. It really depends on what you drew on your paper. So I'm going to try to mimic this shape on the table before I attach it to the pot. So I'm going to roll and stretch out a substantial piece of clay, because if it's too thin, it won't be strong enough to support the weight of the pot. If it's too thick, it'll blow up, because remember, we always want to make sure that our pot is no more than 1 inch thick in any direction. And I'm just going to do a quick measurement to see how long it needs to be so I can get rid of the excess. Okay, and now I'm going to use my hands to model the clay into the shape that I need. So since it's flat on the top and flat on the sides, I'm just going to sort of smooth it out using the table to flatten out the opposite side. Now, Karen, could you hand me a ruler?
You got it.
Once the handle is on the pot, you really can't do a ton of manipulation to it, because it's going to be floating in air. You push it, you pull it, and it moves, and you don't want that. So I'm going to try to get it as perfect as I can. So I'm going to use a ruler to line up and cut my angles. If your handle is round, you can skip this step. You can just round it out with your hand. But since my design has a square edge, I need to make it have a square edge. So pull that guy off. Line it up on the other side. Okay, so now I've got a piece of clay that represents the shape of my handle, and what I have to do is attach it to my pot. Okay, now it's kind of a trick to this. The more strength the handle has, the better off you're going to be. So I'm going to slip and score like I always do when I have clay connections. I'm going to slip, it attaches to the outside on my design, so I'm going to slip and score on the outside. And then I'm going to find my bottom piece where it connects. You can always go back and smooth this out if it's too much scoring. And now I need some slip. You guys mind?
I got you.
Thank you, Zach. Zach Miller, best student ever. So I'm going to add some slip there. And I'm going to start. Here's the trick, okay? You ready? I'm going to start by putting the handle on upside down. Okay, it attaches in this direction, and then you bend it around. I'm going to find out where it's going to attach over here. I'm going to look from the back and line it up, and now I'm going to go in and score where it attaches on the back side. So I've slipped and scored both connection points. Really, really important. Okay, again, you want to make sure it's square and lined up from the back. That way you don't have a handle that's crooked either way. And then any excess clay, this is the really important part, I'm just going to take and I'm going to use a little bit of pressure, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Okay, and now I'm going to use some modeling skills and tools to get the handle to blend seamlessly into the pot, to make it look like it was always there. You don't want it to look stuck on. You want it to look like it's part of the pot. That's the important thing. And I'm going to do that at the top and at the bottom. And then I'm going to go back and just make sure everything is smooth and straight and lined up. And I want this to start to get leather hard so it doesn't droop. Because if it's too plastic, you know, I want it to be up here. Right now, it's just going to fall down like that. So I might need to, tonight, when I let it dry a little bit, prop it up. But you have to make that decision. Yours might hold itself up, it might droop. Okay? All right.